Hello folks, welcome back to Final Fantasy IV, and in today's episode, the Tower of Zot. As previously mentioned in the last episode, you're only going to be able to play through this dungeon one time. Yep, once, which means any treasures are going to have to be collected on this visit, and any enemies that you want to add to the bestiary, which should be all of them, are also going to have to be fought on this visit. Now, in terms of equipment, you don't want to have anyone using ice because, well, quite frankly, you'll be healing the enemies. And the last time I checked, that's not what we want to be doing. So, immediate cause of concern is Yang, who is likely going to be using the ice claws. And for now, we're just going to throw on the fairy claws, since the enemy can actually be confused by Yang's attacks if they don't die. Telar should already be using the flame rod, he is, and everybody else should be okay. Right then, so exploration. We're going to start by heading west. As you can see, we enter into quite a strange place. There's no doors or anything, and just start killing the enemies. Auto battle should do the job nicely. They're not particularly strong, and a couple of attacks should take them down. So these are Centaur Knights. They're one of 4 new enemy types that we're going to be encountering in this dungeon. The others are Frost Beasts, Marionnettes, so there's actually 5, I beg your pardon, and Purple Bavirois. Okay? So here you'll see there's a mark for an exit, and this is actually your way out of the tower. So if ever you need to leave for whatever reason, that's where you need to go. So the first course of action is we're going to head over to the next western area because there's a treasure chest containing a valuable piece of equipment for us, which we want to equip immediately. This is the flame mail equipment, and we're going to go down and throw that onto Cecil straight away. Okay, it actually halves ice damage, and since there's a lot of ice damage coming from here, it's obviously going to come in useful. And then just continue on looping around, exploring every nook as we do so. So these guys can be taken out quite easily with Telar. If we just go fire, target all. Then we should be able to kill them. As you can see, they're substantially strong against physical attacks. These are the Purple Bavirois that I mentioned to you. But a single Castle Fire will do the trick. We don't even need to do Firegar on those. Right, next up we're going to just go south here for a moment to explore whatever the region is down yonder. And it looks like we're going to be heading north again. Right, now the Marionnettes need to die very fast because they actually keep summoning marionettes until they do so. So just bear that in mind. Otherwise you're going to have a hard time if you leave those up till last. And it looks like we've actually fought everything, I believe, now. In terms of the monsters in this dungeon. As in the type of monsters. Obviously there'll be more battles. That goes without saying. Now let's just throw a few cures around here before we proceed onwards and upwards, as they say. And we're not going to go through there just yet. We're just going to map every part of the, well, map, quite frankly. And looks like I've missed something somewhere. How frustrating. Oh, just up here, look. There we go. So we get 5 Zeus's Wrath as our reward for completing the map. And just as a warning, quite a few of the enemies are going to stop appearing now from this floor onwards. Mainly they are the Centaur Knights, the Marionetteers, and the Marionettes. So make sure you fought those. The purple Bavarois will be appearing on the next floor, but this will be the final floor for those as well. We will be encountering some newer enemies, so I'll point those out to you. They are the Black Knights, the Ice Lizards, the Flame Hounds, and the Gremlins. So we'll need to make sure we actually, fight those as well. Right then. So we're going to follow the path around. It's fairly linear, as you can see, and then it starts to intersect here, at which point we're just going to head south. It's only going to take us to a dead end. So these are the Black Knights. They're quite weak. They basically have a melee attack, which, as you can see, does about 200 plus points of damage. But other than that, they're still weak to fire. That heal could potentially be a bit annoying, but fortunately against our party, it's still not going to last too long. Okay, so there's a dead end over on the right hand side here. But there's a chest down south and to the west. And that contains a flame sword. And a fight. Which, as you can see, is pretty darn nasty indeed. So let's try and bring some of these folks back to life here, while the enemy has stopped. And what we're going to do is stop it from casting any kind of magic, and to do that we need to cast, check I've got it, Berserk. Makes sense, it's a white magic. So we'll cast Berserk on that, and then we just, because that flame attack's obviously what's going to kill us, then we can just start pummeling away at killing it. Lots of Phoenix Downs, which is nice to see. Let's get a couple of focuses going here. While this guy ain't moving. And it's back. How wonderful. So we might as well start attacking now. Get some more cures going. So basically, with that Berserk on it, it can't cast that AoE fire ability that just decimated us the first time round. And 2 forms of focus should do the trick. Right, Fire Claws heal it. Not good. Let's get some nice blizzard action going then, shall we? And this time we won't be casting anything with Yang or Teller. Oh, I did it again. I didn't even realise. So this could be a long fight. Right then, go down to Ether. Put that on Teller. We're going to have to do this pretty fast, I think, because we're going to get pwned otherwise. And then we're going to go to Black Magic and then a nice Blizzard spell. Let's throw a potion onto Yang. There we go. Blizzard Guard does the trick. But ultimately though, we managed to get that item, which is really what we wanted. So we're going to go and put that weapon onto Cecil now, which was the flame sword. Okay, it's obviously got the element fire, but it's also got a nice attack to boost to attack rather. And at this stage, we're going to want to put the keep the flame cords actually on Yang. I should have taken those off before that fight, obviously. That's me just not paying attention. And just continue to explore the floor. We'll be coming back to there in a moment. We'll want to try and encounter some of these other enemy types as well. Some nice damage with that new flame sword there. Wow, these guys have some really annoying eyes. And that's all the enemies that we can encounter now in terms of new enemies. So we've done the Black Knight, the Gremlin, the Flame Hound, which was the one we got for opening the chest, and the Ice Lizard. So we know what we're going to face now at least. There's the Tower of Zot 2 floor completed. And 3 Heavenly Rats is our reward. We're going to have to take auto battle off here so that we can hit these with a nice AoE fire spell. So we go down to Teller. And we can finish these guys off pretty quickly with that spell. We've already encountered these obviously on the floor before, so we know what we're doing. At least we should do. Sometimes we just kind of bumble along, don't we? And here we are on the 3rd floor, where we're going to encounter one new enemy type, along with the enemies we've been encountering previously. And that's the Fell Turtle. Also the Soldieress as well, which accompanies the Fell Turtle, and only accompanies the Fell Turtle. And annoyingly, they're actually an enemy type that absorbs fire, so we can't really attack them with Yang or Cecil. As a matter of fact, I highly recommend taking Cecil's weapon off again. The main reason for that is because of his counter ability. So good job that we did. Let's this fight go on for a while. No, that wasn't very nice, was it? Oh well, he's pretty useless anyway. So we don't want Yang attacking in a moment on the turtle thing, the Fell Turtle. Instead, we're going to get him bringing Tellar back up. And we'll start hitting the Fell Turtle. Hopefully Tellar's going to survive long enough to cast a nice magical spell here. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's say Blizzard, since it's our strongest. No, 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 no. I didn't mean to attack with Yang then. Yeah, Blizzard's what we want. As you can see, potentially a long battle. Yang, go away. You are useless. Oops, nope. I want Yang to throw an ether onto... Oh, the controller's just so not sensitive at all. It doesn't do anything I want it to. Where's those ethers gone? Put that onto Teller. And then a nice Blizzard thing. Hopefully this will finish off the fight. Probably shouldn't have attacked then. But fortunately the turtle didn't kill any of our characters. That's it. Pretty annoying, but there you go. Some nice experience, mine. 4,600 from that battle. Right, let's heal her. Get everyone back up to full whack there. And to tell you the truth, I'm just going to go ahead and throw Cecil's flame sword back on and hopefully just try and avoid those enemies. Or we could even swap them in the battle itself at the start of the fight. Using that weapon there. So, this fight here, sorry, this dungeon here, is really quite linear. We just have to go around all of the loops in order to map it all out. So that's why I wanted to keep Cecil's flame sword on, and the flame rod and everything else, because all the other enemy encounters in this place are weak to fire, apart from those blooming turtles. Just have to head back left momentarily here. But I won't show you any more fights from this floor, since we know what we're doing now. Wow, there hasn't been any. Oh, there we go. And for exploring this map, a blue fang even. Right, so this dungeon is still not complete. We're now entering the 4th floor. And we have a new enemy encounter to deal with, along with those blasted fell turtles that we've just experienced one of. The new enemy is going to be the Sorceress. They're relatively easy, minus a few status ailments that they like to throw upon you. But try and encounter at least one. Although you will see them on the next floor as well. Eventually, as we make our way around here, we're going to be greeted with some choices. And here we're going to see there's actually 3 paths we can take with 3 exits. Just map those out. I'm not worried so much about the fact we haven't fully explored the bottom corner here. There's the Sorceress I was telling you about. And there's one of the status ailments that I was telling you about that they can cast. But as you can see, they go down pretty darn fast. So nothing really to be concerned about. Some of these enemies do hit hard, and some of them have some nasty AoE abilities, so really just try and stay on top of your party's health. As you can see, Yang's been taken down from almost maximum health to just over 600 in that fight. Okay, we're going to start, looks a bit like a cactus, doesn't it, that path? We're going to start by heading up the left or most western one. And this is the 5th floor now. And we're going to head straight south for a treasure chest. And that contains a useful Gaia hammer. We're going to go ahead and throw that onto Sid immediately. Look at that, what a nice boost in stats. So we're actually getting some pretty decent gear from this dungeon, aren't we? And now back to the previous floor. There's no new enemy encounters, by the way, on the 5th floor, just so you know. Only the enemies we've previously been facing will make their appearance again. And now the middle door. Oh great, a fell turtle. So there's that middle door. And immediately we'll see another chest. Well, maybe not quite immediately. Oh yay, another fell turtle, my favourite. Let's try and take out this blue fella, which likes to hit bloody hard, I'll tell you that. And get some Blizzard all action happening. The trick with these guys is to just try and finish the battle as fast as possible. And those turtles have a lot of health, so by all means, you know, get your Blizzagars going on there. Ooh, 5,000 XP, that's not so shabby, is it? A Hell Claws. Another good set of claws for Yang. So we're going to say goodbye to the Fairy Claws there. And hello to the Hell Claws. And hello to potions as well, which are pretty rubbish now at 100 health. So we may as well make use of them and get some healing going here. And if we head over to the west, it's quite a long path, but there'll be another item for us to nab here. This one is a flame shield. Good weapon, or good shield rather, for Cecil to equip at the moment. Not only does it again reduce ice damage, but it also gives a nice boost to stats as well. And just make sure you've mapped that little nook down there in front of the shield. I have missed that in the past. Very annoying trying to figure that out. And back we go to the previous floor, where we're going to head through the eastern door. So I know it's a pretty lengthy dungeon, this one. But again, we do need to make sure we're getting all the treasures on this visit, since we will not be able to return later on. And again, we're going for more treasure in the next area. So all 3 of these branches of this cactus-shaped path are solely for treasure. Well, and experience, I suppose. And there's just a small room here. Not with any gear that's going to be worth equipping at the moment. But a sagey surplus nonetheless. And then back to the previous floor. We are getting very close to a save point now. We're not there yet, but we're getting close. So now, obviously, we're going to head south and then east. We'll get an elixir for mapping out this floor. There we go. And now we're back on the 5th floor. So this is the same area we've been exploring with all those treasure chests. And we're just going to follow the path round to a door. And after this enemy encounter, we can finally save. So, I do hate these turtles, mainly because of their absorption to fire, which is just a real blooming nuisance. Still, I've got to say, we've had some nice level gains in this dungeon. At last, a save and rest point. Well, folks, probably no surprise, we're going to finish things off there for today and continue on, and actually we'll finish, hopefully, the Tower of Zot in the next episode. So if you've enjoyed this, please don't forget to hit that like button and come back soon for more Final Fantasy IV. See you folks!